Today we are going inside the Quake movie director's studio to revisit the films of Leo Lucien-Bay, aka Dr. Nemesis, one of the first prominent black machinima directors. Mr. Lucien-Bay pushed the Quake II engine to its limit in a career that spans PlanetQuake, Machinima.com, his own production company Binary Picture Show, and more recently Bioware, Mass Effect 2 and 3, and beyond. Join us through the time-traveling power of the Internet Archive as we revisit the lost Quake movies of Dr. Nemesis.
I can't specifically remember the year that the Quake I movement by Machinima started to happen. I believe it was between 1997 and 99. Back then we were quite convinced of, this often happens with small groups, we were quite convinced of our awesomeness, right? Some of us sometimes would say things like, oh man, it's kind of like Pixar, just it's cheap and you can do it at home. Of course it looks nothing like that. It's just that actually speaks to the sense of empowerment that we were feeling from this independence. We were something that we thought we would never be able to do. I thought it would be great to be involved in the gaming industry or, some kind of storytelling form as a child, but I never actually believed I'd end up working in, anything close to that. So it was a huge liberating experience for many of us, and it's just exploded from there.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here, folks. Welcome to our first show. We've got a great show for you tonight. Lee Quaker Dude will be here with us, as well as a representative from the Hyping community.
In 1999, inspired by Quake II Late Night, Leo Lucien-Bay founded Stardate Nighttime, hosted by PlanetQuake. Despite building their own Quake II studio and conducting audience testing, Dr. Nemesis' talk show did not see the light of day. Leo Lucien-Bay advised, do not do drugs, only spliff. In the year 2000, Leo Lucien-Bay founded Sudden Death Productions, hosted by Machinima.com. Their first rough release, titled Incoming Transmission, was followed by Dr. Nemesis' first hit film, The Lounge.
Then Tina Turner came up from behind the curtain and drove off with my wife.
And?
Well, Chinese food's supposed to give you raunchy dreams. Instead of a raunchy dream, I dream my wife's running off with another woman. Don't you understand what that means?
It means you're man cream, but calm down.
My wife finds that it's gonna be hell to pay.
Gonna get back to the person time, so his shift is gonna be hell to pay. Chief Britain's not gonna be too happy when he finds out we've been taking 2-hour breaks every hour.
He's an old man. You can just tell him we were there the whole time and we didn't see because he was talking to the ghost. You heard the rumours. He sees the ghost of the old chief warden.
No, he thinks he sees the ghost.
But he talks to it and asks it for advice. Sometimes he even asks it stuff like, what's behind the door, for example. And the ghost would go behind the door and tell him what's there.
That's just some crazy intuition that old people have. My grandpa could always guess one number that was going to come up during the lottery draw.
There are two reasons why that happens, okay? One, because it's friggin' easy to guess one number, and two is because he's so old that he's probably been able to decipher part of the code that they used to choose the numbers. All these years, and he only knows the pan for one number. My gramps knows for 3.
There's no code that selects lottery numbers, you idiot.
That's what they want you to think. Either way, your gramps isn't psychic, but the chief is.
Shift rotation.
Finally, I was trying to get force done in there.
Main design concept, minimum production value, maximum entertainment. It's been a long time since a group of people got together and made a quick, entertaining film, like in the olden days when films were abundant. It's totally possible that people have forgotten how fun it is to do Quake II films. This film is expected to remind everyone how it used to be when the entertainment level was peaking.
Welcome. This is a public service announcement brought to you by Sudden Death Productions in United Recammers. Hi, I'm Dr. Nemesis. You may remember me from films which are never released, such as Black, White, and For the Love of the Women. The community is pretty dry right now, but still we struggle to give it the Kickstarter films in town. SDP has been through many trials and tribulations, and as a result, they released only a test movie. And this. Over to my partner Impact.
Hi, I'm Impact. Some of you might not know me yet, but Sudden Death has been around for a long time, since the release of Devil's Cone and right up into Quake films today. If we've been around this long already and it's been the toughest year so far, then from now until forever we won't give up. We won't hold back. Watch the space.
So you see, with such diligent talent, the community can rest assured their entertainment needs will be met. Who the wrote this stuff?
Dr. Nemesis' next film, Life on the Edge, was made by himself, no partners. This was Leo Lucien-Bay's Quake art film. It's kind of a take on death matching and romance from a poetry angle. The director instructs the audience, don't ask how those go together. Just watch the film. It rocks.
I am the Quake II grunt. I am a soldier. I am a gladiator. I am a killer. Death is my best friend, my partner in crime. I pull the trigger and leave the rest to him. He's never more than 10 feet from my side. One day he will touch me like he does my foes, and I will fall to the ground as they do. But until then we are comrades. For each waking day, I feel the urge to kill again. It is an addiction. I never tire of it. Death after death after death. I feel the high. The bloodthirst is unquenchable. Nothing can replace it. The destruction, the carnage, the horror. All unique. The sound of GameSpy was my wake-up call. My starting pistol, my morning sun, my beginning to each new day. I cared for nothing else. This was everything. I lived for the kill, and it was never to change. It would never change. Or so I thought.
Director Paul Marino pitched his newly published book, The Art of Machinima, on G4 TV. Paul featured Leo Lucien-Bay's film Bouncer Please to illustrate his points.
Our next guest is a pioneer in Machinima that is creating 3D animated films with games on your computer or console. Here to explain it all, please welcome Paul Marino. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Kevin.
How's it going?
Oh, very good.
For everyone at home, what is Machinima?
Machinima is animated filmmaking within a virtual 3D real-time environment. Basically using computer games to record scenes as if you would with a camcorder.
So you're actually playing the game. So you'd fire up a game on your computer,
right?
And using some type of software, whether the game has an built-in recording feature,
exactly,
or a third-party tool, you would actually set up, rather than playing the game and fighting and killing, you kind of set up the characters and record what they're doing, edit together, and create a movie around it.
Exactly. It's like setting up to use a term, a puppet show to a certain degree. Only you're using this really elaborate and engaging environment, this really visually rich environment to create a whole scene. And because it's using the game technology, you get to benefit from all the things that you can do with the game, which is create new characters, create whole new worlds, and things like that. It's really amazing stuff.
Leo Lucien-Bay said the following of his seminal Quake II Machinima Bouncer Please. I got the idea for this from a night out when a bouncer wouldn't let me and some friends into a club because he thought I was Jamaican. Lame or what? So I thought I'd write about a bouncer who actually does get faced with a stupid situation.
what's this?
What's what, mate?
You're having a laugh, mate. You think we're gonna let you into the classy establishment dressed like that?
Just like what, mate? This is expensive gear, this is.
Listen, mate, stop calling me mate. We've got a dress code, no trainers, trousers only for men, and no caps. We're a f***ing disgrace, mate, get lost.
Hang about, mate, hang about.
What did I just say, mate?
Okay, sorry, I won't call you mate. But you've already let my mates in. You might as well let me in too. You know what I mean? I'm over 18, I swear to you.
I've got no problems with your age, mate. I'm saying there's no way you're coming in dressed like that. If you really want to come in, you're going to have to go home and change your clothes.
The bonus material for the movie included some of the microphone tests.
Testes, 1, 2, 3.
Testicles, 1, 2, 3.
I like my testicles, how do you like yours?
Mine are very big and bulging.
A long time ago, far, far away, there was once a little boy. This boy grew up to be a man. This man grew up to be an old man. The old man died. Remember, you are not a salmon.
This is Leo Lucien-Bay, also known as Dr. Nemesis from Binary Picture Show, saying hey to all the Machinima fans out in the land. Binary Picture Show is a Machinima team that's existed for quite a number of years now. We're not kind of typecast, I guess, to a particular type of film. Some people may think we are, but Quake II was great for a long time, especially when the source code for that tool came out.
As the founder of Binary Picture Show, Leo Lucien-Bay made films with EGL, a new Quake II client by a guy named Econ. EGL featured graphical improvements, new lighting effects, and the Quake II EGL client was able to load maps and models from Quake III Arena. Leo Lucien-Bay's next Quake movie was a Kung Fu-style flick. It was a big experiment in animation, and it was the first time he used the MD3 modified version of the Quake II engine to make a movie.
This is the symbol of my insanity. All that exists in my mind. No happiness, no peace, just this evil that occupies every corner of my soul. An evil so great it battles with itself, one thought against another. I see it when I close my eyes. Two dragons constantly at odds. One wins, one for the fight to begin again the next time I sleep. Mere thoughts by day, but when I dream, I see the dragons clearly, as if I could touch them. The two halves that are me.
The Grim Reaper returned in Dr. Nemesis' next film, Grim Rant.
Sympathy. Always reserved for the good. I get none, but honestly I'm not that bad a guy. I mean, yeah, sometimes I may come and take your loved ones to the next existence, but damn, it's nothing personal. I'm just a messenger. People are always like, oh, it must be so much hard work for Santa Claus, flying to every house in the world. Oh, boo-hoo! He only needs to do this like 2 nights a year. Christian Christmas and Muslim Christmas, I think. I do this full-time, by myself, 366 days a year. Damn it, I'm tired. Mortality rates are up, and humanity thinks they're advancing in science. No! You kinda get behind schedule if you haven't had a holiday for a few millennia, know what I mean?
Leo Lucien-Bay's next big move was to adapt his hit movie Bouncer Please into the Bouncer series. Here's a look at episode 1.
Binary Picture Show!
Easy, Tiger.
What?
And if you thought that was good, check out a preview of Bouncers, Episode 2.
Excuse me, mate, I'm new here. Excuse me, can you show me the way to the bar? I'm supposed to be working there. Yeah.
No, mate, I was just trying to, I was just put me down. No! You can't catch me every time, Bouncer.
Mate, I get a hard on every time I chuck idiots like you out, so feel free to try again some other night. Evening, ladies.
Technically, the series was titled Bouncers, Kebabs, and Ruby Murrays.
So, you've been bouncing for ages, haven't you? Is it always this quiet?
It's Wednesday, and it's 7 o'clock.
Oh, right.
Legendary Machinima filmmaker Phil Overman Rice reviewed Dr. Nemesis Gaming News with Lady Mainframe series on his Machinima podcast called The Overcast.
Hey, we're back. I wanted to talk a little bit about another series that's out there, although it's not a serial per se, but that is Gaming News with Lady Mainframe by Binary Picture Show. This thing just keeps getting better and better. I don't know if you've seen this yet. It is fantastic. And with this Volume 6 that they just released, they've added to that. They've added to the production. It looks like they've tightened up the camera shot a little bit. It comes right up on her sitting at the desk. All the video, as usual, just looks spectacular. Her lip sync just looks really sharp. There's very nice skins going on there. And the sound, just everything. And now they've added titles to that to make it really feel like an authentic newscast. This is probably one of the most underappreciated series in Machinima, and frankly has the greatest possibility to really take off and turn into something pretty big for Doc and his team over there. And I know they're really excited about it. You can just tell this thing is bundled with potential. It's super, super professional. Frankly, just like everything they release over there. But I'm not just trying to rub my friend's belly here. This really is good stuff. It's the best way to get your gaming news. Check it out. It's binarypictureshow.com. I said I wasn't going to say any websites, but it's almost compulsive. And that's Gaming News with Lady Mainframe. There have been 6 issues of it so far. It just keeps getting better and better. I'm telling you, folks, this is one to watch. This thing is really going to take off. I think it could be huge. We'll see what happens, though.
Binary Picture Show!
Oh my god!
Not to be outdone, Leo Lucien-Bay and fellow director digitalphil started their own podcast, Machinima Live.
So here we are, sitting at our workstations with that dumbfounded look on our faces. What are we getting ourselves into? I have no idea. But wanted to introduce myself. I'm Phil, founder of White Dove Entertainment, residing in the cold and snowy Chicago, Illinois. Very cold out right now, and actually expect more snow throughout the rest of the week. And I'm joined by Dr. Nemesis from the UK, founder of Binary Picture Show. How you doing, Doc?
Can't complain. Weather's not too great on this side either, but otherwise it's quite good. Machinima's progression kind of started off in a very niche place, namely in the Quake films. Possibly even further before that, if you wanted to go really far into the demo scene and everything. But right now, thanks to the efforts of a lot of people collectively, Machinima, which for those of you who don't know, is making animated shorts, animations in a real-time engine. Not necessarily a game, but mostly in a game.
So, in other words, a user can sit down, record their whole game session, and then play it back, and I'm guessing they'd be able to distribute those files to other people on the internet so that they can view what they just played, correct?
That's right. The first time I think I ever realized the potential for such a thing was in Quake, when I realized you could actually record demos. Of course, I never envisaged it would go so far that you would eventually be able to put your own music into it and make guys run around and do things, but the ability to do this has been around for quite a while. Even back in the days when I had a Super Nintendo, I used to watch the beginning of Super Mario 3, and they'd be running around on the screen. I always used to think about making a film with all the collective pieces of games that I had. So, yeah, it is pretty much on the most basic level recording a game and putting it together to make a narrative of some kind.
Check out this music video digitalphil made in Simlish. In Dr. Nemesis' work at Bioware, there were echoes of the earlier Quake movies.
Ari's expecting me. Ugh.
Annoyed. If she were expecting you, you'd be inside.
You've let 10 people in while I've been standing here.
Uncaring. They were VIPs.
Can you even see me over here? Don't you know who I am?
Hip-hop was or is perceived as a great way to make it big. Sports are another one, and I think this was a big perception in the US as well, that if you're black and poor, music or sports is a great way to get out. No one ever says computer games, and to be honest, that isn't exclusive to computer games. Pretty much any career that requires some level of intellect is usually not attributed to success within the black community, I would say, not stereotypically at the very least. But yeah, it's there is no reason there couldn't be more black people in video games. I have most definitely not ever experienced any prejudice as far as that goes. So it may be just more that we need to present the vast amount of opportunities available to young black individuals more than is right now. it was to a fair degree pioneered by people who weren't formally trained in that. Many were, but most weren't. Until this day, it's dominated by bedroom, directors and dreamers who don't know what a line of action is, or the rule of thirds and things like that. So at this point, it's possible to say that drive and tenacity are more valuable within the field of cinematic design than a formal qualification.
My name's Leo Lucien-Bay, and I'm an animator.
This ain't the first time I've woken up in a place different from where I fell asleep.
The type of animation I do is real-time animation, so it's very similar to what you see in video games. What I'll be sharing with you guys is about a man who spends a long amount of time looking for someone who's wronged him in the past so that he can exact his revenge.
Spent lowering myself to try and understand your type, so I could do what was obvious the police could not.
Everything I do is leading up to, hopefully, a good sci-fi film in the future.
There is no limit to what kind of story we can tell.